Evening, Nick. Now, thanks for coming to see me. I know you've signed the necessary paperwork and you've sent it in via email, so that's saving us some time now. And I'd just like to check that you're aware that we have a confidential relationship, right? Right with that?
Yeah, I've done all the paperwork. Thanks for sending it out, and I know all about the confidentiality stuff.
Okay.
Thanks.
And I'd just like to check that, sometimes when we get stressed about things, we have some tricky situations we find ourselves in, and I'd just like to check that you haven't been having any secret suicidal thoughts when you're all alone.
No, nothing like that.
Nothing like that?
No.
So that's really encouraging to hear, okay? So why don't you take your time and fill me in on what exactly prompted you to make today's appointment? I know it was a really big step for you, and I'd love to work out the best way to help you. But just let me know in your own words what brought you here today.
Yeah, I guess I'm just so tired of the way of, just the worries of been getting in control of my life. Like, always been shy, even when I was at school. And now that I've finished high school, I don't know, I just don't have any friends. I want a job, but I'm just too scared to go to an interview. Anyway, I'd hate to work somewhere like KFC or Macca's. Just having to talk to people, I only want to text or email. It's just way too scary seeing people in person. I just don't like it.
Okay, so it sounds like that's built up a little bit in your mind. Mm-hmm. So I think the best way forward for us would be some solution-focused therapy. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's exactly like it sounds. It's working towards solutions rather than dwelling on the problems. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like you're not very good at interacting with people in real life, but what are some things that you are good at?
Well, I guess I'm really good with animals rather than people. I always liked doing agriculture at school because I could spend time on the farm on my own.
Yeah.
I know, I always feel so useless around people, but I don't with the animals.
Well, the animals probably aren't so judgmental, so you're probably not quite so worried about what they think. Would that be right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and were there other subjects that you liked at school besides agriculture?
I really like computers.
Yeah.
I was pretty good at websites and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was something I could kind of do on my own. It didn't matter what everyone else was doing.
Yeah, okay. Well, it seems like you have a lot of hidden talents, Nick. So have you thought about ways that you could do the things you love without having to talk so much to people?
I didn't think there were any.
You didn't think there were any? Well, I think that's something we could certainly explore, okay? So maybe, for example, you could get a job with animals rather than people, or you could work from home. Have you given much thought to that?
I hadn't really, but I don't know. Now that you mention it, maybe I could look at something like that. I never really thought of it.
Okay, so just for a moment, Nick, tell me, what would your life look like if tonight you brushed your teeth and fed the cat and went to bed, and when you woke up, a miracle had happened and you had no social anxiety at all, and you could do whatever you wanted to do without being worried? How would that look for you?
It'd be amazing. I guess, I don't know, I haven't thought about it too much. I guess I wouldn't be so worried and sick all the time. Like, it'd be nice when I woke up. I wouldn't have to talk, I wouldn't be shy, and I could talk to people.
Yeah.
Maybe I could just feel like I could do whatever I wanted instead of thinking all the things I want to do and then realizing that I can't do them.
So when it sounds like a really great world to wake up in. So think back to a time in your life when you actually felt like that when you woke up, when you weren't so worried. So how old would you have been then?
Oh, I don't know if I can ever remember a time, but now that I think of it, maybe I remember when I first started school and like just being really little, and I was so overwhelmed, and all the other kids were so much bigger than me in kindergarten. And just that feeling never went away. It just got worse and worse, especially as I got older. And then being a teenager, and I suppose now it just feels a bit too late to be normal.
Too late to be normal.
Mm.
Oh, I don't think so. I think you've done really well to get through life with coping with all of that. How did you manage to cope?
Well, sometimes it was really hard, but sometimes
It would be,
yeah. Sometimes I could imagine that I was like behind a glass window,
Mm-hmm.
and they were on the other side and kind of protect me. And then when I was ready, I could, pop my head out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so you must have felt safe and secure before you went to school. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
When you were in your family environment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's great you've started to analyze all of that. Like, we're getting a really long way today. I think we should break it all down and start from scratch. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You've obviously evolved your own coping mechanisms as you've gone through life, and I think we can work towards a problem-free future. So I think there's quite a few ideas we could work with. So for starters, for homework, I'd like you to have a look at some sites like Airtasker. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's got little jobs on it that people put up with how much they're willing to pay. And you can see what sort of work you can do at home. So they might want you to work on a website or tidy up a resume or something like that. And you wouldn't have to stretch yourself socially at all. I think you might find that doing things like that would make you feel better, and you'd feel better about your self-esteem. And that's like a rolling stone. That's the first step, and then things get easier. I'd also like you to have a look on seek.com and indeed.com. They're online job vacancy pages, and you could come back to me with some ideas of what you might be able to do working remotely at home. And from there are other kind of jobs like mystery shopper. Have you heard of that?
Yeah. They're
So you go around the shops and you have to buy one thing, and you go home and you say what it was like. Did the shop assistant say hello when you walked in? But you don't have to do a lot of talking. So we could also work on having your siblings bring friends home, so that don't shrink away. We'll do it step by step.
That last one sounds a bit scary.
That's a bit scary, yeah. But you'd be in your home environment with your family, and they might just call in and pick up your sibling, and you say hello to them at the door. And then the next time they might come in. So it's not like we're throwing you in the deep end. It's all going to be bit by bit.
Okay, yeah.
All right? So it comes down to how willing you are to make a change. So on a scale of 0 to 10, where would you put yourself?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just really over it. I feel so miserable all the time. And, my brother just bought a new car, and he's going hiking in Taz. And I don't know, I feel like I can't even afford to get my cat to the vets. Like, I don't want to be on Centrelink forever. I really want to make this change. And I think after today, some of these ideas are maybe about an 8 out of 10. Yeah.
Very good. That's fantastic. I'm really impressed with how far you've come in one session. And that's because we're focusing on solutions rather than on the problems. Can you see how that works?
Yeah.
Okay, so what would we need to do to see you so committed that you're 10 out of 10 wanting to change? 8's really good.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good. It's better than a 2. But how can I get you to have no reservations at all, do you think?
I don't know right now. It's been such a long time since I even tried to do anything. Even that just seemed so overwhelming to start.
Yeah, but
then,
you did start. You're already here.
Yeah, and I suppose that's it. Like, I emailed you and I made this appointment.
And you came.
And I came here. Yeah, I felt like my problem was 10 out of 10 before.
Yeah.
And the chances of changing anything was like a 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
So now I'm feeling really happy, like that I'm at an 8. And I suppose that if I felt less scared, I'd be a 10 out of 10. I'm still a bit scared about it. But maybe after some more successes and a couple more sessions, I might hopefully be feeling
all right.
more
Well,
ready for
we
it.
can work on that. That's great to hear. So after we've discussed all of that, what would you tell me that your goals are now?
So my goals are, I'm going to start looking for a job. I think those ones sound a really good idea. Like, they're just little steps. I'd not thought of it. I thought everything had to be face to face. I didn't consider
not in today's world, and especially not post COVID. That's really going to help people.
Yeah, that's true.
Who are socially shy, if you
Yeah.
want to use that word. That's a great first goal. And working towards that is something that you can do this week. So if there's nothing in the way of computer work available, maybe you could dog sit. The people are gone when you dog sit, so you don't have to talk to them.
Yeah, that's true.
And you could dog walk as well, and then you just take the dog out. And once you've achieved one little goal, we can move on to the next one, kind of like playing Monopoly, where you buy one house and then you buy another house.
Yeah.
But you've done amazingly well to get to this point today. I can't wait to see you again next week and see how your homework's been going. So thanks so much for coming in today, and best of luck during the week.
Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure.